Welcome to Our View. I am the producer and the host, Lorrie Hull Smithers, and this show airs on Channel 17 Sunday at 3:30 a.m. and 11:30 a.m., Monday at 7 a.m., Thursday at 8:30 p.m., and Saturday at 5:30 p.m. I am pleased today to have as a guest a person who is on really the same wavelength I am on, Ruth Wishengrad. Welcome, Ruth. Ruth Wishengrad. What I wanted to say was Marcia Orland recommended you.
Yes.
Because she realized we would be on the same wavelength, and I had Marcia Orland on my mind. But I know you are Ruth Wishengrad.
Thank you.
And Ruth has made DVDs of sounds to change your tune, and I have made DVDs of method acting. And we are on Amazon under Hull, Hull, and you have your DVDs and books in this area. And you will probably go on Amazon sooner or later. Let's start with you telling a little bit about yourself. I know that you believe that music can inspire people and empower people, and I have done the same thing with creative dramatics for all ages, which was my master's thesis. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we show a slide of the program.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to be here. I have a master's in education. I've been working in and out of the classroom for over 25 years, and it's my joy and my pleasure now to share using songs and music and movement to help kids focus and feel confident about themselves.
Now, I have done the same thing with creative drama, and even though the state of California has a law that the arts should be taught in the classroom, and by the arts they mean art, music, and theater and drama. But so many schools do not do it because they can't afford it. So people like you and I go into the classroom as volunteers.
Right.
And I do creative drama, and you do music.
Music and movement. Actually, I know that the schools are going to be mandating, and it'll be federally mandated by the year 2017, that teachers will need to do mandatory brain breaks in the classroom. So after the kids have been sitting for 45 to 60 minutes, they will be mandated to actually get up and wiggle about. And so Songs to Change Your Tune is a perfect product for that, a perfect thing for that for the teachers in the classroom, because they're short, 47 minutes long. The songs themselves are short; they're like a minute and a half. And then I have some meditations and visualizations that help bring kids back down, so that they're calm them down after they've been, jazzed up with the music, and then it helps anchor them and anchor the messages deeper into their body.
Now, we do the same thing in our theater and acting training. Our tapes show relaxation, and I think I should redo them, because in the last few years we have played music in the background as I have guided them verbally, classical music such as Mozart and Elgar, to help calm people. And for children, we have always started with music and let them just do what they want to do. I remember Laura Dern, when she was a kid, who studied with me as well as later when she was an adult. She was so creative when we started with music, and in the creative drama class that she was in. Right. So let's show the slide about
sure.
We're ready to show the slide about what Ruth offers here. Now, you have products that are songs to change your tune. I have products that are method acting, but we can't really sell on TV. So what would you like to tell us about what we just saw on the slide?
Well, the slides were showing a variety of different places that I've been in and working with kids inside the classroom, working with adults and doing workshops with them. I was actually in China this past summer. I had been invited to go to a creative arts therapy conference, an international creative arts therapy conference. It was their fourth conference, and I was able, and I presented at the conference, and I also did a workshop for some of the participants after the conference, and we got to actually get in and do a lot of the songs, and they got to feel how it feels to cross their center line, to listen to the messages and really act and feel and be as if. And so that they would, some of them would then take this to work with their students, and some of them are therapists and work with their clients.
I just did the same thing practically in London, even though it was an adult workshop that we taught. There were teachers there, and they asked me, well, what can we do with students? And so I said chapter 6 of my book on acting and a creative drama books, and we always started our classes with music.
Yeah.
And I can see why Marcia Orland thought we would be a good mix here. So,
so the workshop actually, went through a lot of the different pieces from the program, and we actually, in fact, we didn't have that much time. It was a 3-hour workshop, so we got through module 1. There are 8 modules which correspond with each of the different songs, and there are 8 songs on the CD, and so we got to, connect in, and so that people could really feel what it feels like.
So you had people from all over the world in your China workshop?
Yes, people were from all over the world, and in fact, one of the participants is from Hong Kong and has invited me to Hong Kong in May to do a train the trainers workshop for people in May. Yeah.
Terrific.
So.
And we are doing a workshop in February in Santa Monica
for
method acting.
Nice.
We just have much in common here.
Right.
Now, have they shown the...
so I can tell you a little bit about the clip that you're about to see in the classroom?
That was in the classroom, right.
So in the classroom, the whole principle of Songs to Change Your Tune is to help children have a mindful mindset, so that they're aware of their thoughts and feelings. So that's what I start off with them, to give them that understanding of saying, if you're not aware of your thoughts and feelings, then you actually can't change them. So if you're not sure that you're feeling sad, then you can't change that, and you don't need to change it. So we do a lot of that work, and then we go into, I teach them that we can shift that negative message, or that way that you're feeling that you don't want to feel, into a positive message, and then we add music, and the music is brain balancing music, because when you balance the brain and you're creating new neural pathways in your brain, and that anchors it down deeper into the body, so you feel it, you feel it, and you're actually rewiring your brain. There's scientific research that says that you can actually rewire your brain the more that you create those new neural pathways. So that's what you're about to see, me doing that in the classroom with several kids. And at the beginning of doing this with various different children in the classroom, at first they were a little agitated, they were a little unsure about doing this in front of other kids, and so some of them were like punching themselves in the head, they were feeling really distracted. And then after 8 days, I interviewed some of the children, and you'll hear what one of them said after 8 days.
Okay. And as in creative drama, there's nothing that's a mistake or wrong.
Exactly.
Whatever they do is okay and correct.
Right.
I taught teacher training at a university, and then at a college. And we went into the classroom, and that was one thing we stressed, what you stressed.
Right.
Everything is accepted.
Everything is, you know, and just being distracted at first, it's okay, and, and being able to have more familiarity with the songs and with the motions. I mean, it was all new, and at first it's a little tentative, and so just allowing them to express that and to feel it, and the repetition is what is key in this.
Okay, so let's show the clip about in the classroom.
Confident who I am, from the top of my head down to my toes. Confident who I am. I know I can, I really can.
Songs and listen to them in your head over and over again and say them not out loud but in your head. The song and you hear it in your head. That's what I do.
Anything more you'd like to tell us about that clip?
Yes, well, it's the everyday language. When I was talking with the children, several of them, we were talking about it, and one of them said to me, you know, if I just say the word confidence, or if I just say one of these words, then pop, the song comes right into my head, and I feel like, you know, and then there it is. It's over and over again. And one of the really interesting things that happened in this particular classroom, and it's happened with many parents have called me and emailed me and told me about this, is there's another song on the album called Time Out. And the kids were all questioning me and saying, why would we sing a song about a punishment? You know, why would we sing a song about timeout? I mean, timeout's a punishment. And we stopped and we really talked about it, and we listened to the words of the song, and we really, you know, broke it apart and said that a timeout is really a chance to listen to your feelings and
now,
to
is
step
this
back
on
in.
your DVD?
It's on my CD and my
Show
DVD.
it.
Yep.
And what are some of the words to the timeout song?
So it goes, taking a timeout to breathe, a timeout to check in with me, a timeout to block out the noise, a time to be in my joy.
Okay.
So it goes further into saying that, you know, my feelings have something to say, and I'm going to listen and not push them away. I'm going to like listen to my feelings, and it really gives kids an opportunity to understand what's going on at the time. And I have parents, like I said, who have emailed me and say their children now who've been listening to these for almost 2 years now, they'll actually say, Mom, I need a timeout. Or they'll be in the car and the parent will say, we're all getting a little agitated right now, let's all take a timeout. And so it helps calm the parent down, and it helps calm the children down as well. And I talk with a lot of parents who say that they start modeling it actually. And I was telling you about the brain balancing motions. So having these specially choreographed things where you can actually have those motions, you're crossing that center line as you're doing this, taking a timeout to breathe, and it just calms you right down.
And what you're doing with your hands reminds me of some of the youth that we have taught, where we start with music. And they do things with their dance, their hands, or they lie down, or they sit, and we let them do what they feel like doing. Exactly what you advocate.
Yes, exactly.
And in the adult classes, we play the classical music to help, you know, relax them. Yes.
This has actually been helping adults as well, not just adults who have young children. I work with people here in Santa Barbara who have Parkinson's disease, and I have worked with them for several years now, and just after 3 classes twice a week, I had a gentleman come up to me and say, I have difficulty swallowing, and now I hear your song in my head, and the song that he heard is I Am Confident, and he could actually swallow his medication.
That is terrific.
Yeah.
And so you have some success stories
So
to show.
actually there's another success story here about a woman who's 90 years old, and she had been listening to these songs over and over and over again, and in the middle of the night she had a fall, and that's what this clip will tell you about.
So now we'll show the clip of the success story.
I could feel my hip break when I hit the floor. Well, I'm a good 6.5 feet from my telephone. So at first the pain was so incredible, and the distance looked like 10 miles. So I thought, I just can't make it. Suddenly, your song, I Am Confident, came to me. And it was like a whole flow of energy came into me. I got into the rhythm of your voice and of the music, and it moved me about an inch, and then it would stop, and I would stop and pant. And then it was, the music would, I Am Confident, would start again, and I'd get into that flow. It took me 2 hours, inch by inch, to get to my phone. I am grateful. I did it. I'm back on my feet, and I can drive again.
Okay, anything you'd like to tell us about that?
Well, yes, her name is Jenny, and she when she let me know about this, the fact that it took her 2 hours to get 6.5 feet across her room after she had fallen, and that the song helped her get there, it was amazing. And then to hear, you know, that she was able to recover so quickly, and 4 months later she's walking and driving again. And so imagine if we get the song into Songs to Change Your Tune to children at a young age. Imagine what it can do for them, and not have to wait until we're our age or 90 years old to be able to have these messages. And these songs came. I developed these songs through kind of intuitively, and then it just started to make a lot of sense. And I kind of backwards engineered how these songs, that there is scientific proof that it can rewire your brain. And Songs to Change Your Tune was born, and it's in 14 different countries right now, and 27 states and provinces, and it's changing tunes and changing lives.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
And thank you. You said you were giving me a CD?
Yes, I'm going to give you a CD and a DVD.
Well, thank you. These, I'm going to play these to sleep at night.
Okay.
You inspired me, and the last few nights I have played music to go to sleep, Channel 20, Classical Arts.
Okay, great.
And I had the idea from the information I read about you and Songs to Change Your Tune. Last night I heard, or was it the night before, I heard an opera singer, and I said, oh, that's the guy who played Ezio Pinza, Mario Lanza, and it was. But I think the music that you have, and classical music that's calmer, you know, like some of Mozart's orchestra or Elgar, are better to go to sleep.
Right. Well, actually, these are really good to wake up in the morning. So when you wake up in the morning, it'll help put you in a confident frame of mind. So some of the songs are called Confident, I Can Do It, and then the Timeout song. Then there's other songs to help relate to other people. I've worked with children who have autism, and their parents have said that it's been really helpful in terms of having more of a connection, where they're now, this one particular boy, the mother says that he is now relating to her more, and he's asking to sing the songs together with her. And so it's been a really incredible connection to be able to share these songs and the messages, to give them the tools to be able to express their thoughts and feelings into words.
Yes, and I'm going to send it to my granddaughter in New Orleans, who is the chairman of the behavioral science group in LA, in New Orleans and Louisiana. And she was named a Woman of the Year in New Orleans because she started schools for autistic children.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So
that's wonderful.
We're all connected and
we are very
wanting
connected.
to help others.
Yes.
So I think we just have, what, 2 minutes left? Oh, great. I thought I was given the cue for 2, but we have about 9 minutes left. So tell us whatever you want. I know that eventually your products will be on Amazon. Because
currently they're on my website.
Yes, and Amazon is the biggest seller of my DVDs.
It is the biggest seller.
On method acting.
Right.
However, the DVDs are a little more expensive at Amazon than like a theater store, like, Samuel French.
Sure.
So you might want to try, to have your products be in many stores. I know they are here.
There are many stores here around Santa Barbara and Carpinteria.
And are there any other success stories you'd like to tell us for children or for adults?
Sure. There's a. Let me tell you about a family that was have their 6-month-old child, and they've been doing this for now she's 18 months old, so they've been doing it for over a year now, and it was very difficult for this child to sit in the seat by herself, in the back seat of the car. The one parent always had to be in the back, and they didn't like that chauffeur kind of effect. So they started listening to Songs to Change Your Tune in their car, and now every time it's the go-to song, and they listen to that, she calms right down, the parents calm down, and it has a really beautiful effect on everybody, and everybody's singing. And so the other thing is, it seems to be a really great car thing, and it helps kids really shift their thoughts and their feelings that way, and gives them. So one of the things that I was starting to tell you is how it's everyday language. And one of the things that I talk to parents about a lot is if you hear yourself, so when you listen to the songs over and over again, you'll start to remember them. Have you ever gotten a song stuck in your head?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so these are songs that get stuck in your head that actually help, not only help your children, but will help you too. And it helps in relating. And there's I've talked with many grandparents who now have a different way to relate with their grandchildren, and joking and all of that kind of stuff. So my philosophy is make it simple, make it easy, and make it fun. And when you do those three things, how can you not be happy and have fun?
Right.
So
all ages.
All ages. It really
Right.
doesn't matter. And the inner child in all of us sometimes needs to hear those messages. And so the lyrics in the songs have everyday common language. So if we are having a conversation, and you were to say something to me like, well, have you ever done that before? And I could say, well, I've done it before, I can do it again. Confidence is who I am. I believe in me, and confidence is who I am. So it changes, it shifts things in the conversation, especially it changes those I can'ts. You know, kids often get that feeling like, I can't do that. And one of the songs is called I Can Do It. So if you hear them saying I can't, you can go, you can do it, yes you can do it, I think you can, I know you can. So it's a way to break up that frustration or any of those negative feelings and shift them to the positive feelings, make it fun, and it really helps. It really makes it.
One of the problems in the schools is lack of funds.
Yes.
And even though the state of California has mandated that the arts, music, art, drama, theater, be taught in the schools, our schools don't always have the funds. Now, I had as one of my guests Sarah Miller McCune, and she is starting a foundation in honor of her friend Leni, Leni, to support arts in the Santa Barbara schools. So hopefully that will take off.
Yes.
Because people like you and I have gone into the schools as volunteers,
Right.
and they should do what the state of California has mandated. But they don't do it, they don't even realize it's a law because they don't have the funds and the money.
Right. Well, the other issue too for teachers, I was a teacher, first and second grade teacher for many, many years, and you get all these different, okay, now you need to do this, and now you need to do this, and do this on top of this, and it can get very overwhelming. What's such a benefit about this program is that in your transitions, going from one class to another, or just short little transitions to say, okay, let's get up and get the wiggles out, and you can sing one of the songs, you sing it a couple of times, you do the motions, and then you anchor it back in with a visualization, which is an opportunity to help so this is the fifth part of the program. We were talking earlier about the mindful mindset, then the positive message, add music, and I like to say, then shake and stir, by using the movement. And then the last piece of the program is a meditative mantra, which means to bring it back in, teach children how they can bring those messages back in. It might not always be appropriate to start walking around like this if you need confidence. So to bring the message back down into your heart and just put your hand on your heart, and just like your heartbeat, know that you can access those messages at any time.
Yes, I wish I had published my master's thesis about inspiring creativity in all ages. You're inspiring me here. I taught teacher training, you know, and I would send them into the classrooms, and we'd send all this information to leave with teachers. And that was in Wisconsin. I retired in California, except for teaching, you know, adult and youth acting in private lessons and classes.
Yeah, so to be able to do them in a small chunk, a 4 to 7 minute chunk, it takes that onus off the teachers of feeling like, oh, Lord, there's one more thing I need to do. And the DVD has that, and in my membership program, so the Songs That Change Your Tune, the book is a membership program, and it goes through, it's eight weeks, and there's a membership site that has all the videos, all the audios, and all the materials. There are extension activities. It's jam-packed full of content, and it can be done in, you know, 5 to 10 minutes a day, and just having that over and over again, that repetition. And as you saw in the clip, you know, after 8 days, kids were saying, well, I hear it in my head, I can just think about it, and that's what I do. I can get myself back into that confidence that I need.
So I'm hoping that teachers worldwide, all over, can use your program, you know, as well as my program, to empower children and also for adults. Can you tell us, where do you use? I think you teach twice a week.
I teach twice a week.
Where is that?
At on Ahe Drive, the St. Andrew's Church. St. Andrew's Church, it's for the Santa Barbara Parkinson's Association. And I teach with Leslie Sack, who is the teacher, and the two of us teach together, and we teach people with Parkinson's. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. So
that is a terrific offering for the community of Santa Barbara.
Yes.
And we now have how many minutes left? I couldn't see your fingers, Tyler, to tell us. I want to thank the